In this video, you're going to learn the number one rule that you can apply to your life right now to remove distractions and grow your business. Let's jump right in and get started. We live in a very distracted environment. So many things are pulling at us from all kinds of directions, wanting our attention. How do we cut through all this noise? How do we focus on the thing that really matters? How do we move the needle in the right direction? So recently, I was having some conversations with a few different entrepreneurs. They were working long, hard hours, and they just were not simply producing enough income. And so it made me ask the question, why is there a difference with the same type of business in the same type of community, and one of them is successful and the other one is struggling? So what's the difference? They're selling the same products, they have similar customers, but one of them appears to be more successful. And what's so ironic with this is that the successful one seems to have more time. What's the difference? Real quick, I just wanted to pause for a second to say thank you for subscribing to this channel, and I really appreciate your support. Let's just jump right back in. One thing that has never changed is that we all have 24 hours. Within that 24 hours, we can do possibly 8 to 12 hours of productivity. And so that's our constraint. That's what we're working with is 8 to 12 hour productivity time. So what we do in that amount of time matters a lot. It's extremely important that we as entrepreneurs stay focused on income generating activities. We can be busy all day long, look like we're busy when we're actually just spinning our wheels, not getting anywhere. I mean, at the end of the day, what really matters is that did you generate income? Did your business generate income? That's a question that we should be asking ourselves all the time. Am I doing work that's generating income? And a way to visualize this is back years ago, a lot of people had small little gardens, and those gardens, they had to plant seeds, water, take care of their garden, but they were looking for the harvest. That's why they were doing it. It was not an activity that was not bringing a harvest. They're out there hoeing their garden, they're out there watering it, and they're out there weeding their garden, and they're also harvesting, and they're busy, and they're working, right? Today, we can do all kinds of work that has nothing to do with a harvest. That's what's so crazy. I think today we got a dilemma going on that our forefathers didn't have. I would be really curious to talk to Henry Ford and understand what their challenging time was back in that day. What was the thing that tripped them up and kept taking their focus away? I guarantee you that in our day and age, that we're living in something now that he could not even come close to relating to. We've got so many distractions. I mean, look at this little device right here. Tons of distractions right here with so many things. It takes our attention away. And out of that, entrepreneurs have even a bigger problem because they see all these shiny objects around, like, I could do this to make money. I could do this over here to solve that problem. I could add this to my list, when it's not making a money. I've talked to many entrepreneurs who've had this similar problem, that they're doing too many things. How can you have a business when you're spread so thin, working on so many different things? It just doesn't work. And you come to a place where you're not getting anywhere. Doing one task takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of focus to do one task. We can't go out and do all these other things. We have to consolidate all of what we do, realize that our biggest constraint is that 24-hour baseline we have to work with. And out of that, how much time can I put towards productivity? And with that, that means that my time should be extremely focused. Doing that work that goes towards that one harvest. Now, To have a harvest, a real harvest from a garden takes a whole season. Well, we bring that a lot closer together inside the business space because we have harvests that happen quicker. So the kind of work that I'm doing, it needs to be a cycle of planting, watering, weeding, harvest. And we need to just keep that cycle going. Continue to plant, water, weed, harvest. Plant, water, weed, harvest. We got to continue to do that without allowing ourselves to get distracted by these crazy devices. All right. We have the advantage of having the internet where we can search all kinds of stuff and we can help us out in our business, but then we can get lost in product management tools. I mean, hundreds of softwares out there that we can use for our business, and plus hundreds more we've never heard of. And there's just so many options for us. And then you go into other softwares and you go into other ideas and other tools just in trying to get something done. We have to learn how to bring this in, focus this together, and just focus on that one thing that's going to bring the harvest. If you're not doing activities that are producing income, you don't have a business. That's just finally the long and the short of it. And when you take all of that options that we have, and then you add to that doing our work on social media, like where this video is, then you add a whole nother dimension of distractions that are even harder to navigate through. It even takes more diligence to refrain from having that waste your time. When you only have 8 to 12 hours of productivity, such a huge waste when you spend it on mindless distractions that bring zero harvest. I've talked to many other business owners who have said very similar things. They wonder where their revenue is coming from. And at the end of the day, it looked like they were busy all day long. It looked like they were doing stuff all day long that mattered. Sad, at the end of the day, when they start putting all these pieces together and realize there was no income brought in today. Their work did not generate any income. So my message today is simply to be aware. Be aware of that time constraint. That's really, to me, what has changed my way of thinking about what I do in my day, is that I got 24 hours. Out of the 24 hours, I have sleep. And out of that sleep, I have self-care and relationships to work on. And out of all that, I have 8 to 12 hours of productivity. And it's crucial that the things that I'm doing inside of that period of time will bring me a harvest. And just shut off all other distractions. Remove all the other distractions. And when I can put all my time and energy into the thing that's bringing the harvest, I'll end up generating more income. I'll end up working less stressed. I'll end up having more time. And I'll end up being able to focus better on growing the business. It's a win-win. Something I want to share with you that I heard from Brendan Burchard, and he was repeating statistics of something that he came across, is that the average American spends 2 hours a day just scrolling through social media. Just simply scrolling through social media. 2 hours a day. It seems like a lot. When you have 8 to 12 hours of productivity and you remove those 2 hours, that's quite a big chunk of your time. Anyways, he goes on to say that when you times that out for the course of a year, it equals 3 months worth of your productivity. Isn't that crazy? 3 months worth of your productivity that you could have had. So if we, at the end of the day, are saying, or at the end of the week, or the end of the year, saying, I just don't have more time, let's look and see of how my day is being spent on other distractions, my productivity part of my day, if it's being spent on other distractions. And if I see that I'm spending some of my time on these other distractions, if I can be honest with myself and just be willing to change, I'll be really surprised how much time I've wasted on doing mindless activities. So my message to you, my friend, is keep staying in there, focused on the income generating activities, and you will see your business start succeeding and generating the income that you have hoped for. So I hope this message has reached you well, and I'll see you in the next one.